There comes a moment in a man's life when being around people no longer feels fulfilling. The conversations feel repetitive, the laughter feels forced, the energy feels expensive, and for the first time, silence feels lighter than noise. Modern society treats this moment as a problem. It tells you that something is wrong, that you're becoming distant, antisocial, disconnected. Stoicism sees it differently. It sees this moment as a transition because most men don't fear being alone. They fear what happens when distractions disappear, when there's no crowd to perform for, no group to borrow identity from, no noise to drown out uncomfortable truths. A man who doesn't need social circles is not rejecting people. He's rejecting dependency. He is no longer collecting company to feel complete. He is learning to stand on his own thoughts, his own discipline, his own standards. And that changes everything. Today, we're not talking about loneliness. We're talking about strength, the kind of strength that doesn't announce itself, doesn't seek validation, doesn't need witnesses. These are the traits that define men who don't need social circles to feel whole. 1. He is comfortable being unimpressive. A man who doesn't need social circles is comfortable being unimpressive. He doesn't try to entertain the room. He doesn't exaggerate his stories. He doesn't rush to speak just to be noticed. While others perform, he remains still. Most men are addicted to reaction. They need laughter, approval, recognition. Because without it, they feel invisible. The Stoic man is different. He understands that presence does not come from performance. It comes from self-control. He doesn't fear being overlooked. He knows that attention is cheap and silence is expensive. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be one." He lets others talk. He lets others impress. He lets others compete. Because he is not there to be admired. He is there to observe. And men who can sit quietly without needing to impress are rarely weak. They are simply no longer seeking permission to exist. 2. He does not outsource his identity. A man who doesn't need social circles does not outsource his identity. He doesn't borrow opinions to feel secure. He doesn't change his values to fit the room. He doesn't adjust his beliefs for approval. Most men let the group decide who they are. They absorb language, habits, priorities, and slowly, they disappear into the crowd. The Stoic man refuses this. He forms his identity in solitude, where there is no applause and no permission. He understands that an identity built by consensus will collapse under pressure. As Epictetus warned, if you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish. He would rather stand alone in truth than belong through compromise. That is not arrogance. That is self-ownership. 3. He observes more than he speaks. A man who doesn't need social circles observes more than he speaks. He doesn't rush to fill silence. He doesn't argue to be right. He doesn't explain himself to feel understood. While others talk to project an image, he listens to detect patterns. Most men speak to gain control, to impress, to dominate the moment. The Stoic man waits. He understands that words reveal more than they conceal. That impatience exposes insecurity. By saying less, he learns who seeks attention, who seeks validation, and who speaks from substance. Silence gives him leverage. Distance gives him clarity. He doesn't need to be heard to feel significant, because men who listen carefully rarely misunderstand the room. 4. He has zero tolerance for emotional noise. A man who doesn't need social circles has zero tolerance for emotional noise. He doesn't engage in gossip. He doesn't entertain complaints. He doesn't stay where drama replaces purpose. Most men confuse chaos with connection. They bond over frustration, over resentment, over shared negativity. The Stoic man steps back. He understands that emotional noise pollutes judgment, weakens discipline, and slowly erodes self-respect. Instead of correcting people, he withdraws. Instead of reacting, He creates distance. As Seneca warned, protect your mind as you would your body. Peace is not found by fixing others. It is preserved by choosing where your energy goes. And he chooses carefully. 5. He builds his life in private. A man who doesn't need social circles builds his life in private. He doesn't announce progress. He doesn't seek early praise. He doesn't confuse visibility with achievement. Most men perform growth for an audience. They talk about plans. They post discipline. They seek encouragement before results exist. The Stoic man does the opposite. He works when no one is watching. He improves when no one applauds. He sharpens habits in silence. Because he understands something simple. Attention weakens focus. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Do not waste time seeking applause. Seek improvement." What is built quietly is harder to disrupt, harder to corrupt, harder to take away. When results finally appear, they don't need an explanation. They speak with weight, and by then, he no longer needs anyone watching. Social circles come and go, people change, groups dissolve, but character remains. A man who doesn't need social circles is not empty. He is complete. He doesn't measure his worth by how many people surround him, but by how well he governs himself. He knows when to engage and when to walk away. Not in anger, not in bitterness, but in control. Because strength is not built in crowds. It is forged in discipline, in silence, in standards no one else sees. Walk alone when necessary. Stand firm without witnesses. The world rewards noise. But history remembers men who mastered themselves without needing an audience.